we've all heard that an apple a day keeps the doctor away, but is it true? Well, we asked Dr. Corey Hébert, BNC Chief Medical Editor, to join us today to break down some of the medical myths and to help us take an at-home COVID test correctly, because that's key, right, Dr. Hébert?
Absolutely. Correctness is very important when it comes to medical things. So,
Okay, well, before we get to the medical myths, we want to get to some facts about getting people ready to receive, because a lot of people are actually getting their at-home test already. So they'll be receiving them this week, some people. They're free. You get 4 for family. And they come in this little box here, and then you put this tube on top and actually take the test. So I want you to lead us through this because we want to make sure people get it done correctly. It comes with a lot of directions in here and multiple languages, so hopefully they get it right. But
yeah.
take us through. What do we need to do first? Comes with a
Okay, so the
swab.
first thing you need to do is you need to actually read the directions. Okay, I mean that's something that people just
Okay.
never ever ever want to
Right.
do.
And
Okay,
there's
but
pictures
you want
too. If you have trouble reading, there's
absolutely,
pictures. Just saying.
absolutely, and I know the writing is small, so get your little iPhone with a little magnifier
Oh, that's
app and
good.
get on there and read it. Okay,
All right.
all right. So what you want to do is make sure that you have all the ingredients, all the
Yep.
things that you
I
need,
got
and
everything.
the biggest thing that you need to make sure you do is that you need to get a good sample.
Oh,
Okay. Now,
that's the
this
part
is
I
not one of
hate.
those tests. This is not one of those tests where you got to tickle your brain. Okay.
Oh,
And
okay,
you
good.
you may have heard a myth that they told you that some of the tests you want to put in your throat. Okay.
Oh.
Some of the tests were people were doing that because the rapid tests were a little bit iffy on the
Okay.
positivity, right? But I don't want you to do that.
So
Okay.
how far? It
I
says on
want you
here
to
a
use
1/2 an inch to 3/4 an inch. I don't know what that is. They have pictures
exactly.
to
All right.
show how
Right. So
far.
so so you what I tell people is you go in,
Uh-huh.
okay, go in, and then until you feel a little uncomfortable, okay,
I'm
and there you
uncomfortable.
go. Okay, then there you go. There you
Okay,
go. Ooh,
5 times.
look, but don't make that test. Don't make that
Oh, don't make.
face. Don't make
Okay,
that face.
but it
Especially
tickles
not.
and it doesn't hurt.
There
It
you
just
go.
tickles. So that's the uncomfortableness.
Exactly.
I'm getting my swab on.
Exactly.
Get your swab on. Get
Exactly.
your swab on.
E-
Okay.
e- Exactly. Just don't
Woo.
make that face,
Okay.
or look, and don't do that dance anymore. Just like that movie Hitch, you stay right here. You stay
Okay, stay
right
right
here.
here. I'm
Don't go
here.
anywhere.
I
Okay,
got my
okay, yeah,
swab
you stay
on,
right there.
and then it
Okay,
comes with this little tube. So
correct,
I'm gonna put it in
correct,
the tube, right? Okay. Make sure you don't
correct.
contaminate it while you're doing all this. I'm gonna.
That's
Sorry, I should
right.
have
And
taken
and
this
and
off.
you and you really and you really kind of necessarily can't contaminate it. It's not that
Oh,
type of thing.
okay.
So I
Good
mean,
to know.
it's a you don't want to stick it in trash, but still, it's not that
Now,
serious.
at the bottom of
All
the
right,
tube, there is a solution, and I'm supposed to
correct.
twist it around several times for 30 seconds
Yep,
in this solution, back
that's
and
right.
forth,
It's
back
like
and
you want to
forth.
stir it up.
Okay.
Exactly. You want to stir it up because you want to really be able to get the the coronavirus off of the swab into that solution, and
How
that's what you're
effective
trying to
are
do
these
here.
tests, doctor? How accurate?
You know, it varies because you're going to have some of these tests that are about, you know, 75 to 80%, and some of them closer to
Hmm.
90. But you know, at some points we have some lots of at-home tests. Let's just say you don't have this particular one. Some of these lots of at-home tests were down to about 50%, and we had to kind of get rid of those. Okay, but this is actually a pretty accurate test. It's a really important thing because you're going to be able to do this multiple times. You'll be able to do it so that you don't go out when you are positive, and you'll be able to get the results right then, as opposed to a PCR, which is
Right.
good, but generally don't get the results for 72 hours, which means you've already been hanging out with people after you've already done the test before you found out you were positive. And that's one of the things against PCR that people hate. That's
Right.
why the rapid testing is so important, because when you do the risk benefit ratio on this, granted, it's not as um, accurate is the word. It's not as accurate as the PCR test. However, if you can do it and get the results back very quickly, then you know it actually it is as good when we start talking about the masses and public health.
Okay, well, speaking of accuracy, I want to keep this moving. So after
Sure.
I stir it around for 30 seconds in there, I was to
Mhm.
squeeze it and stir it in my fingers, pinching it with my fingers
That's right.
5 times, right, and twist it 5 times, and then I can pull it out
Correct.
right there. Okay,
Correct. And
discard
and
that.
that's why you're trying to get the last of that coronavirus off of that swab.
And I like that this has a little nozzle on there. You just put the nozzle on top to complete that.
Sure.
And now is it flick it? Is that what I'm supposed to do next?
Yep.
Now
Pluck it.
get my swab on, now get my
Yep.
flick on. And that again
Yep.
stirs it up, right?
Correct. It's like what you used to do to your little brother when you got mad. That's his ear. You stick
Okay.
on your little brother's ear and you just flick it like that.
And then
And
it comes
then
with this little actual, what do you call this thing?
correct.
Okay. How many drops do
An
I put on
assay.
this?
That's called an assay.
Okay, I'm gonna put 4
There you
drops
go.
on this,
Correct.
and that is the
Correct.
actual solution mixed with all that nice stuff
Oh,
I put in there.
that's correct.
Okay,
And this is called a little assay cassette. It's called an assay cassette.
and it's
All
showing me
right.
automatically. It says it could take up to 15 minutes, but I see this line moving already. How long?
Right.
Go ahead.
But this is the key. This is the
Okay.
key. That line, what's happening is that the solution is going on this like little piece of plastic kind of paper thing in there, right?
Hmm.
And so you're going to see a couple of letters on there. What letters do you see on yours?
I have a
You see
C
like a
and I have a
C
T.
and a T. Exactly. This is where people get confused. The C should always be line. There should
Okay.
always be a line there because that stands for control, which means that your test is a legitimate test. Okay.
Hmm.
If the T is also T has a line on it, that means that you are positive. Your T and your C have to be a line. Okay. If you just have a C, then you're negative. If you just have a T, it means your test is a bad test, meaning that it's a erroneous test, meaning that you can't have any conclusion from that because that means that the control we couldn't see if the test was actually valid. So for
Mm.
you to be positive, T and C. All right.
Okay.
Now I see that you are holding this up, and I want you to make sure that you have enough time at B and C, so you know that if you come positive, they're not gonna kick you out.
No,
You know what I'm saying? I want
luckily,
you to.
right now, now I can already see a very defined line at the C. So that means
Exactly.
on this sheet, and from you, that means I am negative of any COVID or
Right.
any variant SARS to be detected on here.
Right. But this is the key.
Uh-oh.
You got to wait 15 minutes
Oh, I still
because
have to
the
wait.
C is going to be. Oh yeah, no, the C is going to be real quick. The C is going to be real quick because it's going to tell you that the test is real. But the T could take 15 minutes. So that's
Okay.
why I'm telling you, be very careful because I don't want you to kind of get caught up because
Yeah.
once that came up positive on TV, everybody gonna be like, man, get this dude out of here, man. He's been talking
Right.
on news all
I'm
day.
negative. I
Get
am
out of
safe,
here.
but it's good to know.
No,
It is good to make me feel
no.
comfortable. Oh, yeah.
You can't say that yet.
15
You
minutes.
gotta
I'm going to
wait
wait.
15 minutes.
I'm not going to go to the club yet and spread anything around. I'm going to wait 15 minutes. I'm going to stay in
Exactly.
my bubble in here and keep everybody
That's
safe. And
right.
we'll update people throughout the show in 15 minutes to let you know if there's any update with that. But thank you, Dr. Hébert, for clearing that up and helping everyone at home. Again, if you haven't received your test, you can go online and get one of these for free, actually 4 per family for free. You can order yours and it'll come right to your house so you don't have to go out to get it. All right, Dr. Hébert, thank you so much for your time.